Alright, so in this video I want to go over why Wing Chun uses a wooden dummy. A lot of people like to kind of bash the idea, and they like to say things like, well, the wooden dummy doesn't fight back. And yet in every martial arts there is something that you train on that does not fight back. The Wagashi board in karate. You have speed bags, punching bags in boxing. You have, even Century Magazine now sells the bob, which looks like a human torso. It doesn't fight back. There are so many different things. Even a jump rope. A jump rope doesn't fight back, but you are training stamina on that. So different tools are designed to do different things. Even when you're doing weapons training, you're moving around weapons with your hands. They don't fight back. Yeah, you can hit yourself, but they don't fight back. You're learning that for agility. You're learning that so that the weapon becomes part of your hand. So with the wooden dummy, what are we learning? We're not learning we're not really learning to defend ourselves. We're learning proper bone structure. That's what this is about over everything else. So that when I am down in my Yiji Kim Young Ma, and I get into Man Sao Wu Sao and I'm doing a tan, it has to go out. It has to be at a specific angle. I have to have my hand to the center line. My elbow needs to be in the immovable elbow position. If you don't know, that's where you don't have your elbow out doing a punch here. It's coming up. Whether I'm doing Fook, I'm doing tan, my elbow is in a small area right here in the center under my nipple line. So there's two nipple lines and one center line. So my elbow is at the nipple line, but my wrist is at the center line. For those that don't know this, when you're doing Man Sao Wu Sao, your elbow is most in, okay? When you're doing Fook, your elbow slightly does go out. When you do tan, your wrist is going further out. So between Man Sao and Fook and tan, you're moving your wrist slightly over, but your elbow's in the same general area. Okay, it's not out here, it's not out here, it's not out here. It's right here underneath your elbow, 1 fist distance away. So that when I'm doing this slow, and I have to make sure that this is up. I have to make sure that my elbow is right underneath my nipple line, which it is, and I have to make sure that my wrist is in the center line. The other thing that the wooden dummy is really great for is the limbs don't move. So that when I pop and I punch, I've not actually moved this guy's arm. I'm popping by throwing that hand up there, and this is training me not to bring my hand beyond my shoulder. For those that can't see, I'm hitting about here or about here. We never let our hand for a pop go beyond our shoulder, because then it throws our elbow into the center line and we're very weak. Somebody can grab and pull. We do this. We're smacking either here or we're smacking here. We don't go beyond that, ever, ever, ever. So your pok is basically a Wu Sao. It's basically a fast Wu Sao getting up there. But you are pushing a little bit, but you're pushing out this way. I'm pushing diagonally this way. I'm not pushing this way. I'm not doing this, and I'm not going straight out. I'm going at an angle, and I stop about right here. I don't want to go beyond my shoulder line. So anywhere from center to nipple line is where you're going to pop. So when you're doing this, and you're doing it fast, you don't ever go beyond the shoulder. So I've stopped about center line or about nipple line. So when I'm facing the wooden dummy, that helps to teach me proper bone structure. In other words, if this arm moved, and I'm pushing it out, if I'm a new beginner, I might be way out here. In other words, I hit it and it moves. So we want to train never to move. Now what if somebody fakes this out? What if somebody does one of these? Well, when you see the punch coming and you're throwing the pok out, you should train to stop here even if you've not touched them, because they faked you out. They shot in and they pulled back. So you should be here. This is still a win for a Wing Chun practitioner, because this guy, all he's done is faked me out. What I've done is I have taken space. I am now in the center. My hand is way out here. From this position, I've come to take up space. This is an attack. He's throwing something at me. even though I don't really, I see him move, I think it's an incoming attack. It doesn't matter that it's a fake out. I have come in, I am now attacking the center. If I don't meet his hand, I stop. I don't do this, okay? So again, because the wooden dummy doesn't move, because I mean, the body can move, but the arms don't move. I can sit here and practice an arm bar all day long, and I'm not going to bend the arm the way that I would somebody else, okay? Whether the elbow's up and down, or whether the elbow's to the side, I'm not going to bend the arm. So when we are training, we are doing this, we're supposed to actually do this very slow. I am making sure that my movements are really, really solid. So now I'm coming in here and I'm making sure that everything is slow. Everything is slow. Now you'll see me shift side to side. This is to represent I can't move this guy's arm. What if I'm fighting somebody who's so strong they're just like, ah, and maybe their arm itself weighs 40 freaking pounds because they're just pure muscle and they're just like, ah. Well, when this is coming at me, that's where we're learning to move. So I'm touching and moving. Now in real life, I'm going to hit this guy hard. I'm going to be popping at his elbow or right above the elbow, okay? Not under the elbow to the forearm, but either hit the elbow or right above. It's sensitive there. So if he's throwing a hard punch, my pop is hitting him there. But the point is, because the arm doesn't move, my hand cannot go out here. So as you're a beginner and you're learning the forms and you're learning to do POC out here, okay, when you're working on the wooden dummy, your arm never goes beyond this. In other words, your arm, you don't do this, okay? This is over-exaggeration and I'm pushing in that direction and that's improper. A POC goes out to the person at a 45-degree angle. We are making a triangle. If I do this, I've made a triangle with my hands, okay? From shoulders to fingertips. There's a triangle there. It's just really, really, it's not a perfect triangle, but it's more like kind of like that, where it's elongated, okay? But it's still a triangle. So my POC is going from here, from the elbow, pushing out, all right? In a lot of Wing Chun, you'll hear that we're not actually punching with our arms, and we're not punching with our wrist or our fist, punching with the elbow. So I'm visualizing that I just put my hand here and I'm pushing, being pushed by some object or some force at the elbow. Bam! Okay, so that's what we're doing. So the wooden dummy, because the arms don't move, when I'm practicing these moves, I don't go beyond where I should go. So if somebody's throwing a little punch and I'm doing this, do you see how I've turned my body too? In other words, my body's here, they're coming to aim here, they've hit my arm. That's what I want. Now I'm going to crash into them with this, okay? But the point is, I'm not throwing it out here. I'm not popping the shoulder out, not popping the arm out, not hunching over and bending over. I am doing proper stance. My spine is still straight. I'm in Yiji, well, now I'm in John Mach, which is the Yiji Kim Young Ma, but you're stepped out. You can't really see my feet. But I'm popping my arms. So because these arms don't move, I'm forced, if I did not shift, okay, or if I did not sidestep, then it would look like this. This is perfect. This is where I want. The difference is now I'm shifting. Same thing with bong. When you throw bong out, your wrist should be slightly higher than your elbow. So not here, here, okay? Even if it's a high, even if I'm doing a high bong, if I'm doing a really, really high bong, let me squat down. Now I'm in a real bad horse stance. So if I'm doing a high bong, look how high my wrist is compared to my head. But look at my elbow. Your elbow should never be here. That's a different move. That is when you've punched, someone's ran into you, and you are doing a bong in order to move the energy, but now you're attacking with the elbow. So this is literally, that is an elbow, that is a bong. There's a difference. So when you're shifting with bong, you're going to move. Your whole body and your face moves out of position. Okay? See, so like my face is right here, so if they're punching at my face and I'm like, what is that? I'm doing bong. My face was here, now it's over here. So they are crashing in to me. but now I'm feeling them. So maybe, you know, after I'm feeling them, maybe I do shoot forward with an elbow. But bong is still an attack. And just so everybody understands, bong is not something that you just do. Bong is more of the oh shit button. Bong is, I see something coming and I'm not sure whether to pok with either hand. It's a blur. In other words, it's a blur attack. Somebody's super fast and they're coming at me. And I cannot determine to pok. I can't determine to maybe bew or even step and bew, or I can't determine to tan. All right, and if it's coming and I'm thinking, oh shit, do I want to tan and punch? This is the punch, this is the tan, and I see this coming really, really fast. I might just be like, oh, what's that? So I'm throwing up my my man sal with my bong. So it's like a blur's coming at you, you're just like, bam, but I'm sidestepping. The key to a lot of this Wing Chun, you have to sidestep. You have to sidestep, and first you're learning just to sidestep, and then later you're learning to take a step as you sidestep, so that I'm going into this person, I'm attacking at a 45-degree angle. And that depends though. If they step forward, I don't have to step forward, okay? If they're stepping forward with their punch, I don't have to step forward and turn at the same time. But this is where footwork comes in handy. The wooden dummy doesn't move. So the wooden dummy is forcing me to do all the stuff. So if I just shift and I'm over here doing bong with my hands up, then all I've done is move. So this incoming attack that's going to hit me, whether it's coming around to the side or straight or straight punches, I moved. My body's no longer here, it's over here. But I have moved. So another thing that the wooden dummy helps you out with is it's the perfect partner that you cannot move. I cannot, I mean, I move it inches. If I do this on a real person, they're gonna step back. Some of them may even step back 6-7 inches to even a foot. If I push hard, they might shoot back a foot. This guy is a brick wall. So this is like me testing my knowledge on somebody whose arms do not move. So they're not moving, okay? They're not moving. They're just not moving. Everything that's being done. These arms aren't moving, the body's not moving. I have to do all the work. I have to get in here and hit. I have to get in here and hit. In real life, the guy's, every now and then he's going to swing at you, he's going to step forward. Every now and then he may even step back and jab. So in real life, sometimes the guy's coming at you. Somebody just doesn't stand there and bob and weave in position, and they don't do that, okay? When somebody's wanting to kill you, they're coming in on you, like what I did. I took 3 or 4 steps. So in Wing Chun, this guy's coming at me, I may not have to move but back, okay? With the wooden dummy that doesn't move, I've got to come in on you. I've got to do all the moves. I have to take my body, move it to the side. I have to take my body, move it in to the side on the edges so that I can get in there really good. Telemarketer. So there's many reasons why to use the wooden dummy. People who laugh and who say, oh, the wooden dummy won't fight you back. That's stupid. You would never say that to a boxer when he's on the speed bags and he's hitting the speed bag, or when he's on the punching bag. Why? Because you see that he's training to turn his hips, and he's training to get in those punches. When he's on a speed bag, you see he's training to keep his elbows up and get a rotation and hit. The wooden dummy is a different training mechanism. I'm not trying to go for power hits. Although you can go for speed on here. I mean, you can sit here and play these little games where you're moving around. But that's not what it's for. You're actually supposed to use the wooden dummy slow, because I am perfecting my moves, okay? I am perfecting. I want to do them slow so that I know that I'm perfecting the bone structure of the moves. So that's what the wooden dummy is for, bone structure over everything else. If I had a guy that's moving around, and if I was a new student to Wing Chun, I was getting ready to say wooden dummy. If I'm a new student to Wing Chun, and I don't know the first form properly, and I don't understand why we're doing all this. And I don't even understand the first part. My punches are going to be everywhere. My elbow is going to be everywhere. See where my elbow is? My elbow is going to be all over the damn place because now I'm fighting with a regular guy. With a wooden dummy, I can just sit here, go to Mansai Wu style, take my time, and see how this feels. Now I'm practicing chain punches with coming back to Mansai Wu style. So from here, when you punch, you always go back to Mansai Wu style. It doesn't matter that the hand's a fist or not, it's still Mansai Wu style. If you're like this, it's still Mansai Wu style, okay guys? Don't get into a fight like that though. Don't start a fight off where you're already doing this stuff. You don't want them to know what you know. And for God's sakes, don't start off the fight already doing bong. Some people do that. Some people right before the fight starts and the guy's 9 feet away from me, they get down. And then they're in bong. No. You're going to get killed. You're going to get killed. Bong is a bridge. If you already start in the fight before you've touched the guy and you're already here, he's going to, if he knows how to do chi sao, he's going to climb right over top of this and cream you right in your face. Bong is the spur of the moment attack because you're shifting and you're moving and you're attacking that center space. You're attacking that forward motion. And in Wing Chun, when we're talking about attacking, we're also attacking the fists and the arms. He's in my space. If I'm this close, this is the body of the wooden dummy. This is the face. This would be the stomach, chest, ribs. These are his arms. He's in my space. So when I'm doing things and I'm coming in, these are attacks. So that's why we say in Wing Chun, there's no defensive moves in Wing Chun. They're attacks. I'm attacking the center space. I'm attacking this man's balance. I'm attacking to get, and it'd be like in chess. I am moving my pieces to the center, ready to take out the queen or the king. Okay, so it's not the first. These attacks, even though I'm hitting the arms, if I'm in there, I'm in there. Now he's got to do something. Then I got to do something. Now he's got to do something. Then I got to do something. Now he's got to do something. Maybe I got to do something. This would be the oh shit button. So like I didn't know what he's throwing, and I've just thrown up the bong. And I'm coming in, hit. There's a low punch. So you're going in a wooden dummy for bone structure over everything else. You're moving slow. Move slow. Yeah, I mean I got videos up of me going really fast in the wooden dummy, but this is slow. And when you're doing these punches from the side, make sure you scrape the arm. Okay, I'm not just going past the arm. Let me move this around. So like from here, so I'm not just like going past the arm where there's air between this arm, okay? I am scraping the arm. So if I'm right here, see, I might have to change the camera a bit. So, yeah. Alright, I want to make sure you can see me. So if I'm on this side, I'm scraping this arm. See, I'm actually pushing, before I've even made contact with the body, I'm pushing the whole structure a little bit that way. I'm scraping the arm. So make sure that when you're training these punches, that, see if you can get it from, so from here, I'm scraping that arm. See how the whole wooden dummy moved over? But I'm going forward. So it's that triangle motion, guys. So that's why we use the wooden dummy. You want to connect. You're not pushing this way. I'm not pushing that way. I'm going from triangle, from my shoulder to his face. His hand's in the way. So if his hand's in the way, I'm going to move his hand. This is an attack. So this point right here where I'm touching, I'm coming in with this fist to hit his face. That is an attack. I am taking up the space. It's mine now. So in a game of chess, this is my knight that's taken out his rook, and then right over here is his queen is open or his king's open. So here's my other knight or bishop or whatever, and I'm connecting and checkmating. Okay, so when you're doing the wooden dummy, you're going on bone structure and you're going on slow speed. You're doing these things slow. You're not doing them fast. Okay, hopefully everybody enjoyed this.